the course of US history, Florida hasn't given itself the best of reputations, and as of August 27th, 2023, nothing has changed. I say this because imagine bringing home your newborn baby. Your brand new parents not sure what to do when all of a sudden all three of you get sick. So you call your landlord and they do everything they can to try and help you, even replacing the water heater, but you're still getting sick. So now you're like, this can't be an inside job, and set up a camera right outside your door because if it's not coming from the inside, it has to be coming from the outside. That's when you find out your Asian neighbor who has a PhD in chemistry has been injecting opioids into your fucking condo because you were making a little bit too much noise. Well, that same exact scenario happened to this guy.
First, he's seen filling a syringe with some sort of substance. Then he places the syringe under an apartment door. Initial toxicology reports from police say the substance being pumped into their apartment consists of 2 strong opioids.
If people use their knowledge, this extreme knowledge, to harm people, I mean, they can be even more dangerous.
Now, I don't know what kind of social anxiety he had to where he couldn't have just gone up to his neighbors and told them to quiet down, but this has Florida written all over it. I think I'd rather have my neighbor rob me at gunpoint than unwillingly drug me and my family. I can just see him in bed with his pillow over his ears just thinking of the best way to get back at his noisy neighbors. I can even see him going through the list. He's like, should I make noise back? Nah, they're gonna be expecting that. Should I go over and talk to them? Nah, it's too obvious. Oh, I know, I got it. I'll inject a special combination of opioids that only the most methed out person in Florida would enjoy. And then, and only then, will I get a good night's sleep. He didn't even do it the cool way and get the drugs off the street. He went to USF, the place he works at, to get the drugs. That's like me working at a gun range, and I go and kill my neighbor with a gun from the place I work at. Even if they didn't have a camera set up, you don't think the police were gonna ask the literal fucking alchemist living next door what's up? The cop would have been like, there are only 2 people who could do this. A retarded drug addict who would think injecting their drugs into a door benefits them, or someone with access to chemicals. And they're like, well, we lived in India before this, so if you think we were going to someplace shittier, then you might want to ask the Asian guy downstairs. And the cop is like, aren't you technically Asian? He's like, I like your badge number, officer. And they're like, all right, Kumar, hold on, let me go down there and let's sort all this out before you fucking get sent to White Castle. And what's even more wild is that this was going on for a month. Can someone tell me how the University of South Florida didn't notice someone taking drugs that addicts would literally die for a month? I'm surprised this asshole didn't kill the baby. He probably didn't even know who he was drugging until they arrested him. He just probably hated the noise he was hearing. And come to think of it, I kind of want to know what the noise was like if you had to resort to hotboxing your neighbor's house with meth. I'd expect them to be like Madden God every night for a year for you to get to that point. I feel like he was just used to his Asian lifestyle where everything had to be under a certain decibel level and then he just finally cracked. You know how many drug addicts are going to try to be this guy's neighbor now? They're going to purposely be annoying in the hopes that he injects their house with drugs. I honestly didn't even know that would be a way of getting revenge on a neighbor. I would have thought someone would pull a Jeffrey Dahmer and eat their neighbor before they secretly drug them, without even taking advantage of them. That's the fucking craziest part. And he had a roommate too, which the other residents who live there want out also. And if his roommate had nothing to do with it, I kind of feel bad for him because he was probably like, yo, just go up and talk to them. You know what? Just, let them know they're being too loud. Don't go and drug them though, because you're a chemist. But out of all the people to live by in Florida, I would rather live in an abandoned house full of drug addicts, because even then they would know not to waste their drugs on someone else other than themselves. If you're an upstairs neighbor to anyone, I'd go downstairs and check if you're being a little too loud, because who knows, you've probably been sick for months and it's because your neighbor's been dropping LSD on your door handle, so every time you open the door you've been getting a sweet little microdose. But hey, at least you guys don't have to deal with people robbing shoe stores completely clean, because anything under $950 stolen is a misdemeanor. That's like a PS5 and a Nintendo Switch before they consider you a criminal. See you guys next week. Peace.